Hi, my name is Luke Allen, President of OHD. I look forward to working with you today on the QuantiFit 2 and controlled negative pressure technology for this presentation. OHD is a manufacturer of the QuantiFit 2 fit testing system and has been in the business for over 30 years. And we partner in the Australian market with AirMet, and we look forward to growing that partnership there in Australia. We also work closely with ResFit and Mark Reggers and his team. We've helped to develop the curriculum around QuantiFit 2 and controlled negative pressure. Dr. Stephanie Lynch, our product manager here at OHD, and myself are both credited assessors there in Australia with the ResFit program, and we're very proud to support that. What is CNP? We're about to cover that and talk about our technology, but first it's important to know that controlled negative pressure is found within every major standard globally, most specifically the ISO 16975-3 and the OSHA 1910-134 Appendix A standard. Both of those standards you'll find controlled negative pressure and the REDON protocol by which we do fit testing, and we'll talk more about in just a minute. So what is controlled negative pressure and why does it matter to you? The fit testing technology that you use for respirator fit testing is important to health and safety, as I'm sure you're aware. OHD has partnered with global leaders in health and safety, fire, law enforcement, asbestos removal, industrial, to really grow their health and safety programs with controlled negative pressure technology. So controlled negative pressure uses air to challenge the respirator. Why is that important? Because air is the most stringent challenge agent that you can apply to test for leaks into the respirator. So keep in mind, when we're looking for fit and we're looking for integrity of respirators, we're really asking how much air leaks into this respirator and doesn't go through a filter or through the proper channel. What better way to do that than to challenge it with air as the challenge agent? So keep in mind that when you're worried about vapors, gases, and particles, you can't just challenge the respirator with one source. When you can challenge it with air, you know that any leak source, no matter how small, can be measured with the QuantiFit 2 technology and controlled negative pressure. So that's super important when looking at technology on fit testing. The other thing that controlled negative pressure brings to the table is eliminating environmental dependencies. So traditionally with fit testing, you had to be in a specific room, in a specific environment. You had to light candles. You had to do all kinds of things to generate particulate to do testing. Qualitative fit testing, you had to have specific environments, closed doors, shut off air conditioning units, and to channel that particulate environment or area to do fit testing. With the QuantiFit 2, we've completely removed that. With battery power, you now can unplug from mains power and do fit testing in any environment, inside in very clean indoor air quality or outside in any environment that you'd like to do as long as air is present. And that's only achievable with controlled negative pressure. So no more candles, no more creating environments to do your fit testing. The next thing is speed of testing. It's important to remember that speed is not just the protocol of fit testing. Speed of testing is also setup time. You can set up your QuantiFit 2 and go through a full daily verification in under 2 minutes, when other technologies require multiple things to go through to check for filters, to check for calibration setup, and all of those requirements that I just mentioned about room and all the other environments that you have to set up. With QuantiFit 2, we eliminate all of that, full setup and daily verification in under 2 minutes. The next thing is speed of a protocol. So as I mentioned earlier, the REDON protocol is written into every regulation globally except for the HSE, but the ISO standard, the OSHA standard, all of these major standards use the REDON protocol. The REDON protocol is a 5-step protocol specific to controlled negative pressure only. That protocol requires the user to don the respirator initially. They then have to bend at the waist. They then will shake their head vigorously on step 3. Step 4 and 5 will be a redonning of the respirator. This is super unique to controlled negative pressure in QuantiFit 2. No other technology in the world can you take the respirator off during a fit test and redon it. Why is that important? Well, what we know is that proper donning is the most important fundamental fit aspect of respiratory protection. If you don't get the donning right, the rest doesn't matter. So why is it important to redon the respirator and challenge that each step? Because you can challenge to make sure that the person doing the fit test knows how to properly don and doff the respirator and do that reproduce each fit all the time while they're wearing the respirator. So keep in mind that's the REDON protocol, full fit test in 2 minutes, all through those different standards. The next big important thing is there's no consumables required when using controlled negative pressure. So you do not have to have alcohol solution. You do not have to have wicks that have to be saturated inside of a tube and then put into the instrument. You do not have to have probes that have to be run inside of a facepiece. So with controlled negative pressure, our adapters just connect to the side of the respirator. In some masks, this is easy to probe a respirator with aerosol type testing, but in some respirators, it's extremely difficult to run the oral nasal probe into this passageway in the mouth and nose area every single respirator every single time. The beautiful thing about controlled negative pressure is we remove all of these requirements that go into doing testing with other technologies, and we use simple adapters that connect directly up to your respirator, right where the filter would be connected, and you're ready to test. So we remove all of those probing requirements and consumables that go into testing. So I already mentioned the setup time earlier, and that's another big advantage. The other thing is we don't have to wait for particle purge in the respirator. So some of other manufacturers have requirements to do particle purge time. If someone has smoked or they've been around food and have consumed food before fit testing with aerosol methods, they have to wait before they can start a fit test. With controlled negative pressure, we don't have any requirements to do particle purge times or to wait for smokers to wait for 20, 30 minutes before fit testing. None of those requirements are on controlled negative pressure with QuantaFit 2. The only limitation with our technology would be the testing of disposable respirators. So if your respirator is an N95 or a respirator at that level of a disposable nature of protection, we cannot fit test those with controlled negative pressure. So really any elastomeric half-face respirator and up, controlled negative pressure is the optimal technology to fit test those respirators all the way up to your CBRNE level test. So now let's take a closer look at the QuantaFit 2 and its new features and benefits. So the first thing is we've removed any type of trigger button or start button on the unit itself. We use an auto start feature that allows the user to take a breath and hold it, and the machine automatically starts the test without any interaction with the instrument itself. The next feature that I mentioned earlier is the battery power. So the unit comes with an optional battery where you can run up to 4 hours of runtime automatically through without recharging that battery. Multiple batteries can be charged outside of the unit, so you can just plug and play straight off of that recharge. Perform multiple tests simultaneously. The unit itself comes with Bluetooth on board, so through our OHD Logic software you can run 4, 5, 6 units simultaneously, or as many as you have operators to adequately run. Interactive troubleshooting. Within fit testing, there's times where you have failed steps or issues with testing, and the unit now has, through the software and onboard storage, it gives you interactive troubleshooting feedback based on the failure graph. So as you're testing people and you interact with those failures, you get that interactive troubleshooting with the technology. Color touchscreen display. On-screen signature capture is a major feature that we've added for test validation. So after a test is finished, you have a signature capture by the person being tested and also by the operator before they start conducting tests. Those go onto reports, so you have saved PDF files without having to print out paper and sign those all through the new technology. Expanded onboard data capability. Virtually thousands and thousands and thousands of records can be saved online on unit itself without using a computer, and obviously with the OHD Logic software, virtually unlimited. Respirator database is already pre-populated. The beautiful thing about that is when you get the instrument, we already have every respirator listed in. But if you have new respirators that come out while you own the technology, you can easily add those into your database on board or through the OHD Logic software. Another great advancement that we've added is testing animations. So the visual user interface aspect of the technology has been enhanced, where you have animations that guide you through the test steps, that guide you through donning the respirator all the way through the read-on protocol that I mentioned earlier. And finally, lifetime powertrain warranty. We are so confident in this technology and the internal guts that run in this instrument that we have a lifetime powertrain warranty as long as the instrument's being calibrated. And the great news about the Australian market is AirMet will have a local calibration facility that can do full calibrations on the QuantaFit 2 system there, keeping your lifetime powertrain warranty in full effect through the ownership of the instrument. Look, we've appreciated the time and the opportunity to present this technology to you. The best way to take advantage of seeing this technology is to have an on-site demonstration. Aeromet's capable of doing that in the Australian market. You also can take advantage of the great resources we have at ohdglobal.com and also through our YouTube channel, where you can watch multiple videos on our technology, demonstration videos on the instrument. We look forward to working with you and appreciate this time.